Alright, welcome back to Drunk Gaming. I'm not drunk yet, but I will work on that. And happy Valentine's Day. Okay, first order of business, getting drunk. This is 18-year-old scotch, which I got for Valentine's Day. And I'll do my best to down it as fast as I can. Doing pretty good. Right, so this is a game in which you are a cab driver in Paris. And um, I don't remember. I think it's a detective game. I'm not sure. Right, let's go. This is very nice scotch, by the way. Okay. I got this from Jorinde, which is fucking great. I love it. That was a little bit too fast. That was 200 milliliters, which is I don't know how much that is for US standards. You can look it up yourself if you want. If you don't, then go fuck yourself. Right, let's start this game. Free roaming, what? Bad snacks. New game. Yes, let's go. Oh, what? Victims all have something in common and motives seem clear, but which aspect could have done it. Balance case, perfect for his first run. Random victims, unknown motive, weird case, slightly more difficult. The victims may feel random, but there's a connection. This is a fun game. But I'll start as the judge because I am not a good investigator. What? Money? There's money? Okay. Okay, I'll just go. I mean, the way Nightcall was designed, I will probably be pretty damn bad at it. But let's give it a go. I don't think the graphics will be really top notch. Whew, that was some good scotch. That's a long license plate. Parisien. Right. Un taxi. Por favor. S'il vous plaît. Holy shit, there's a dead person there. I think. I think I'm this guy. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was already playing. Doctor. Here? Sir, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? What kind of an accent do I have as a sir? I will be a very cranky English or Scottish person. Can you hear me? Do I need to speak up? Not sure I understand. I just want you to be comfortable. You can always change your mind. The voice is female. Oh shit. Husky and worn, you find it deeply comforting. Do you want me to speak in a normal, medium, or loud voice? As loud as possible. And now? Is this okay? Yes, thank you. She takes a deep breath. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around in your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? The word scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. After 2 weeks in a coma, there's not a lot in your stomach, right? The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver, and in most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose to put you in an induced. Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages you feel hard skin. It's incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry. Did they catch the judge? No. What about the cops? The doctor is silent for a second. A very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who's survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head. To no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care he's the only witness. Another female voice joins in. A strong authority. That's a difficult word. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue. Some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you'd never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. Days go by, and a month later. Night 1. Whoa! This is complicated. Well, look, I've got... Okay. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. Innit? The real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Oh, I'm the beard guy. Cool. You're listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. Sorry. I just want things to get back to normal, to clear my head, to stop thinking about it all. He's watching you closely, trying to make out what's coming on in your head. You're all worried about you, don't you? This sounds very not British. I know. You're like a son to me, you know? I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet. Again. When my father died... Okay, I'm gonna give him a redneck voice. When my father died and he left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. But you preferred starting your own company and hiring your local guys. Oh, this is too redneck. Your boss smiles. He knows he's told you the story a million times. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air. No, they don't. They're over his, like that. Though none of them are any match for you. He smiles. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Yeah, good idea. Right then. Well, first the map. You spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick him up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem. The other fares, you look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take him. And then you drive. He flashes a quick mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers and... His voice trails off as if searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Alright, no overtime. We're in France here, and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept for 24 hours. He looks away. Something has been bothering him since he got into the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while as if he's hesitant to speak, and then, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's going to come back for you. Oh shit. We? Your colleagues, I do too. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. He's gonna kill you. Good luck with that. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. Oh Jesus, you're a hard boss. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. Have a good evening. The sarcasm in his voice is palpable. Right, you have a good evening too. He'll spend the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there for a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. It's back to the night shift. Back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Hey, there's a cat? How is a cat a customer? Hello, lady. Oh, this is what the shit is it called? Notre Dame? No, Notre Dame was on the islands here. And this is Champs-Élysées. Right? Yeah, it is. Pretty fucking sure. And then the Eiffel Tower is, I think oh yeah, there it is. Right? Yeah, that's the Eiffel Tower. Okay, we'll go to this dude. Vroom vroom. What's the timer? Oh, it's just the time on the top right. Saint-Coin. Okay, sure. You immediately recognize the passenger who just climbed in the back seat of your cab. Looks like a Chinese fella. His face has been plastered all over the news for the last few weeks. He's a lawyer. A lawyer who is representing a terrorist. He gives you an address and you start driving. He holds your gaze in the rearview mirror like he's trying to read your mind. You drive across a virtually empty Paris. Well, I think that would be really cool. Maybe now it is in lockdown. Behind you, the lawyer nervously consults his notes. Everything all right? He answers without looking up. Yeah. You guys are actually leave him alone. Sorry, I'm eating. You continue driving without saying a word. The passenger mutters. Why did he say that to the cops? He's not taking this seriously. He doesn't get it. Idiot. Here again. He says it again. Is he contradicting himself or just... You glance at your mirror, the lawyer looks like a smaller version of himself. Wait, how does that work? You're sure everything's alright, sir? He closes his eyes and remains silent for a while. You see him starting to break. I can't take it anymore. He takes a deep breath. He loses control of his voice. This guy is a real asshole. He's not just a monster, he's a total idiot. Tears form at the corners of his eyes. I've never seen such a moronic defendant. You know what it's like to defend a moron? You know what it's like to get only 3 hours of sleep at night so you can defend a fucking moron? Do you have any idea? He yells so loudly the windows shake. Oh Jesus, that's really loud. Are you talking about... Yes, of course I'm talking about him. Who else? Who else could I possibly be talking about? You've seen my face in all the magazines, all the papers, right? His voice teeters, blind with rage. That's me, the terrorist's best friend, a traitor to his country. He pauses barely. Just the time to take a deep breath. Jesus effing Christ already! He kicks the seat in front of him. Jesus! He calms himself down. He steadies his breath. I'm the one who agreed to it. I actually fought to represent him. It's my own damn fault I'm being dragged through the mud. He raises his hand. He snickers. Yeah, I admit it. At first, I thought it was pretty great. Being on TV, all the interviews, journalists asking my opinion about everything. I shook so many hands, said so many words, sentences, yet I actually said nothing. When I worked in the hood, not a single person cared about my work. Oh, he's gangsta. And now in 5 hours, I have to be on the radio. In 7, on TV. He pauses, breathes, his voice sounds further and further away. You need to try and calm down. I don't even know what that means anymore. Actually, it's simple. I almost never sleep. When I lie in bed, I stare at the ceiling and go over the evidence in my head. It's barbaric, disgusting. So horrific, it's almost unreal. He lets out a sigh from somewhere deep in his body. And then I discover my client bought nails. The nails that were in the bombs at the corner market. And he kept the receipt. He kept the fucking receipt. Folded it in half and slipped it into his wallet. That's what I see when I close my eyes. Disemboweled bodies and a receipt for €2 worth of nails. Why? He raises his voice quite high. Why, for God's sake? I'm sorry, I can't yell. He thought he could expense it when he got to heaven? Lol. He paused. So stupid, so dangerous. He disgusts me. He revolts me. Well, someone has to defend him. That's exactly what I told myself when I agreed to represent him. That's exactly why my firm is losing clients every day. That's exactly why people insult me and spit on my industry. His fit of rage subsides. His fingers are shaking. When I signed on, I thought I could be representing someone crazy. And I find out he's just a moron who's played too many video games. The guy has never ever read the holy book they use to justify their so-called acts of martyrdom. He read a few passages online. Passages? Online. Do you have any idea what a complete moron he is? He chuckles. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I shouldn't have said all that. He takes a deep breath. I don't have anyone else to talk with about it. All the other lawyers avoid me like the plague. My mother can't understand why I'm doing this. She's so ashamed she went back to Algeria. He's shaking. I get the shame. What I don't get is when people just lump things together. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a murderer. Shit, I don't know what to say. You made the right choice. The right choice? Laughter echoes in the back of his throat. I barely had the choice. I couldn't let injustice triumph. Everyone has the right to counsel, to stand trial, to have a fair trial. Even terrorists. Even morons. His anger's back, but this time around he's got it under control. We could hang with him. We could hang him right here, right now, and no one, I'm telling you, would shed a tear. He stays quiet for a moment, catches your gaze. That's why I keep doing this. For equality. Our country was founded on it. What was it? Equality, liberté, nay. Fraternité, liberté, equality? These rights have been abused far too often for me to look the other way. His anger seems to be lifting. The taxi has almost reached his destination. In the back seat, the lawyer is much calmer. His voice is soft. I needed to be reminded of this. This will serve as a lesson. He looks at you in the mirror and bores into you with his gaze. It's odd, isn't it? And I ran into you tonight. No, forget it. You pull over, he pays his fare. Wait, don't take this the wrong way, but he hands you another bill. Here, this is for you. For listening. For hearing what I have to say. See, this is why I'm a psychologist. People like that. I'll take it. You slide the bill into your pocket. He looks relieved, gathers his belongings strewn across the back street. As he's getting out of the cab, you realize he left an envelope behind. For a second, one tiny second, you hesitate. It could be something important. You forgot something! He freezes, notices the envelope and grabs it hastily. You can tell he's uncomfortable. He doesn't say another word. Ooh, maybe I should have kept it. He gets out of the taxi, walks a few steps away, and turns around to wave at you before entering a bistro. Bistro? You drive off. Ooh, I'm getting a big tip. I'll take the tip. I can't see how long I've been recording. Okay, I'll do one more. Ooh, she looks not healthy. She looks angry. She looks pretty. There's a guy here. I just did a guy, but I don't know if I can do that much female voice. I'll give it a go. I'll take the crackhead female. She looks like a crackhead, right? Why do I have to? I mean, there's streets all over the place. What's with the long? Oh, this is bad. Okay, I'll take someone else, I guess. I'll take this dude. See, that's a far shorter drive. Because I see the gas right here, which is bad. Hello, mister. Oh, he looks like a gangster. I'll try to make him sound like a gangster. I mean, what the hell am I doing? I have to... Oh, shit. I have to go home. Passenger getting in your cab is clearly upset. Yeah, he's very gangster. He gives you an address near the Pantheon. You know the address, a residence of foreign students. You often drive American and Chinese students there. Oh, he is American. He's a gangster American. I mean, he doesn't look very Chinese, right? You start the cab. The passenger in the back seat is furious about something. Excuse me. He has a very thick American accent. You look up. Can I ask you something? You nod. How do the police usually treat black people in your country? Oh, this is a racial thing. Uh-oh. I mean, in general, what's their behavior like? He isn't very sure in his pronunciation. Answer honestly, beat around the bush. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? Your passenger looks you straight in the eye. There's an almost imperceptible twitch in his. Ah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to. I was very rude of me. Insulting to ask. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted. I just spent my whole night at the police station talking about those assholes. He's clearly happy pronouncing the word. Assholes! Maybe he's not used to swearing in French, though he speaks it very well. A lot better than the tourists. You give him a second to catch his breath. His anger seems to be letting up. Where are you from? He seems surprised by your question. Chicago, the States. Chicago Bulls. What's it like that? It's really beautiful, especially the architecture. I glance out the window. He's quiet for a moment. It's not Paris, it's not France, but I miss it. I miss it so much. Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped on you with a question like that. Don't worry about it. This afternoon at school, I got mugged in the metro by some guy. He was the same age as me. He stole my money and my phone. He raises his voice a little. Luckily, I still have my credit card and my papers. I went straight to the police station and I was there for 8 hours. I'm tired, upset, about ready to quit. He raises his voice even more. I like France, but it's just as hard here as it is at home. People look down on you because they don't like the look of you. That's the right expression, isn't it? Isn't it, mate? You nod, yes. They say France is the land of freedom, of human rights, but you have to behave a certain way here too. The right way. He screws up his eyes. How do you screw up your eyes? Like that? I'd like to be judged. objectively. Ooh, don't say that. The serial killer is a judge. But I guess there's no such thing as objectiveness. He settles back into his seat. He looks like he's praying again. What are you studying? Excuse me. A minute ago you said you were leaving school when you were mugged. What are you studying? Studying to be a mom. Go ahead, say it. I didn't say anything. No, but go ahead, I'm used to it. I'm not gonna make fun of it or anything. I just didn't know mom schools existed. It gives you a big smile. Imagine when I moved to France to study it. My American friends are still having a good laugh. What exactly are you learning to do? Acting techniques, stage production, makeup, anything related to the art of mime, really. And there aren't any mime schools in the US. Your passenger gives a little laugh. No. That's why I don't want to leave, but it's the only thing keeping me in France. France is not for everyone. What do you mean? I mean, the French usually stand up for the country. They're worse than Americans. A country is like a romantic relationship. You can't fall in love with everybody. We have our likes or dislikes. Then we fall under the spell again. He's watching you. Are all cab drivers philosophers like you? I didn't think so. The passenger gives a little laugh, then his eyes glaze over with an expressionless, perhaps even sad look. Thanks, man. It was good to talk to you. He slipped into the informal tu form, no doubt by accident. I have a hard time controlling my anger sometimes. That's why I had trouble with the police today. How so? Well, to start, they made me sit in a room for hours with a woman who was clearly a prostitute. They didn't want to take my statement. They didn't want me to file a complaint. I had to insist. They made fun of my studies, but I'm used to that. And then when I started to get a little mad when I mentioned the American embassy, they said if I wasn't happy here, I should go home. Certain innuendos were a little... When I got out, there were no more metros, so here I am, telling my life story to philosopher Cabby. He gives you a smile. Cops, they're like... It's complicated here. Did they treat you badly too? Hell yeah, I'm Scottish! You smile and shake your head. No need for him to know. Suddenly the Pantheon appears among the dark buildings. Its white dome breaks up the dull orange and brown tones of the Parisian night sky. Your passenger breathes a little sigh of satisfaction. That's beautiful, isn't it? No doubt about it. You park in front of the residence where the young man lives. He pays the fare and stretches his hand towards you. Thanks again. Meeting you was just what I needed. You shake his hand. He has a strong, confident grip. You know, you should film your rounds at night. Make a great series. You answer with a smile. He opens the door, gives you a big smile, and then disappears. You hold your arms close to your sides for a moment. You catch your breath, trying to control the anxiety welling up inside. There's a panic attack coming. The mere mention of police, and you start to cap. Right, I'm gonna... Oh, shit. The door suddenly opens and a woman gets in the backseat. Well, I'm not quitting the recording just yet, it seems. Bussé, having a good night? For a second you freeze. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been... This is French. English. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over. This sounds very Middle Eastern. Bugged all of my fellow cops about it. Because I was sure you lied to us. I didn't lie. She whistles to cut you off. Hey, I'm talking. No, I'll give her another sound. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm going to be frank with you. She leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. And if I didn't know better, I'd think he had a crush on you. This went American real fast. No. I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill fills your gut. And for murder, too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile. But you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say. If they get word of your time served, no loan for your permit, no lease for your car. Meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with first and last name with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So I'll give you info. Victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I've never done this. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and live with a killer wrapped up with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman, you're just here to get me more information. She rummages around in her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days just to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught. Don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like and I know who your friends are. I have friends? You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. Oh, my friend. She takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you know who. Voldemort? Her smile is biting. Reminds me, she know you've done time? You shake your head. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag. You cover your tracks well. What if I refuse? If you refuse? Simple, I'll turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it, your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll put you under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial on the way? You sigh, you know just what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. I'm nothing like that son of a bitch. She smiles. Let me tell you, with that face of yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want you to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't botch this case, you got me? And neither can you, right? Obviously. Well, great then. We see eye to eye. So you can just say you're my informant, my CI. He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually going to do what I tell you to do. You investigate, you ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door handle. All right, and don't get fired. Without this cap, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. Should I say it? I'm gonna say it. Fucking bitch! Yeah, whatever. If that makes you feel better. That's what she said. She puts her hand up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone. Obviously. Not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shut! On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shut! Key in ignition, motor running. Radio on, crackles, you turn it off and start driving. Okay, you'll find the clues back at your studio after your shift. 6 clues available in your room. I can't pause it here. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna, teleport through my apartment for a little bit. Put shit on the post-it board. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio. Okay, I'm gonna... What's a Pasidex? I'm gonna pause here. And I will start another stream in like 5 minutes or so. With another game that I really want to do a Let's Play about. So, thanks for watching. Be right back.